Hey everybody, welcome back to Brainiac Baseball's 1982 Detroit Tigers season replay. Today's matchup is between the Seattle Mariners and the Detroit Tigers at Tiger Stadium. On the mound for the Mariners today is Roy Branch, whose record is 14-7 with a 2.77 ERA. And pitching for the Tigers today is Dan Petry, whose record is 3-1 with a 3.72 ERA. Okay, well, game one of the series against the Mariners did not start out well. Mark Langston was dynamite. He gave up only 3 hits. You'll see here in the top stories it shows Langston dominates Tigers with a 3-hitter. We were lucky to get that. We did get together a couple of hits in the 9th inning, and Gibby had a 2-run single to make it 7-3. But by then, it was really out of reach. And so, not a great start to this series. The Mariners are just crushing it right now. And we're holding on to first place, basically tied for all intents and purposes with the Yankees here. So, let's go ahead and get started with today's game. As always, I appreciate everyone following along. Like and or subscribe to the channel. I will be doing a new card video, probably tonight. It'll air tomorrow. It'll go live tomorrow. It's a hockey card video, 18 cards that I picked up online from the 70s and from the early 80s. So it should be a fun video. A lot of Hall of Famers in there. And there is one Wayne Gretzky, if you can imagine that. So anyway, Dan Petry on the mound today. He has only faced the Mariners a little bit. 9 plate appearances, so not a lot there to go on. All of the bullpen is available. Today, the rosters will expand after this ball game. So there will be a separate video later on today in which I will show you who we are going to bring up for the roster expansion. And then we will do a standings summary and a league leader summary through the month of August. Okay? And here is the lineup today against Roy Branch. If you're healthy and you have a bat, I stuck you in the lineup today. These are all of our best players for the most part. With all the injuries we have suffered, this is what we have to offer against Roy Branch, who has the league-leading ERA in the American League. Okay, here is the lineup for the Mariners today. Batting leadoff and playing second base is Harold Reynolds. Batting second at shortstop is Spike Owen. Batting third in center field is Dave Henderson. Batting cleanup in left field is Ricardo Saenz. Batting fifth and catching is Tom Pagnozzi. Batting sixth and DHing is Bob Pate. Batting seventh at third base is Dave Edler. Batting eighth at first base is Bruce Bochte. And batting ninth in right field is Joe Simpson. Okay, Peaches on the mound. Coming off a victory. He is making his 8th start coming off the IL. 3-1 with a 3.72 ERA. He's keeping his walks in check, certainly doing a lot better than he has in the previous seasons. His opponent's batting average is a very reasonable 252, no complete games. You see his fastball tops out at 89 miles an hour, but that is his best pitch. Rated at 92, sliders at 84, pretty solid. He's got a changeup and a curve that he'll mix in occasionally. And rated at 90 with a peak number of 95, so we still got some room to grow. Let's take a look at his log real quick. Yeah, he did get a victory against the Twins his last time out. Yet to throw 100 pitches in a game. That's not by choice. If I could get him to go 120 pitches, I would, but we're not really trusting him beyond the 6th inning yet. So he did the minimum to get the victory in his last start against the Twinkies. And we're going to ask a little more from him today against this tough Seattle lineup. there is the Tigers' defensive alignment for today's game. I was looking at our outfield defense, and surprisingly, Dawson, who is more highly rated in right field, is actually doing better defensive WAR in center field. So we're going to put him in center field today. And then, of course, you see our infield alignment. So here's Harold Reynolds leading off against Dan Petry. Ground ball into the hole at second, and Whitaker makes the play. We had 4 double plays turned in yesterday's ball game, and we also had 4 errors. So with Hatcher having 2 of them, Wags had 1, and then Dave Rosemont, the starter, made an error yesterday. So that did not help our cause. 2 down as Spike Owen grounds it back to Petry. 2 down. And Dave Henderson rolls it down to Wagner, and Wagner tosses out Dave Henderson for the 3rd out. So we go to the bottom of the 1st inning. Here is the Tigers lineup for today's matchup against Roy Branch. Batting leadoff in right field is Eddie Miller. Batting second at shortstop is Marky Wags. Batting third at third base is Mickey Hatcher. Batting cleanup in left field is Kirk Gibson. Batting fifth in center field is Andre Dawson. Batting sixth at first base is Eddie Murray. Batting seventh and catching today is Lance Parrish. Batting eighth and DHing is Kevin Bass. And batting ninth, playing second base, is Sweet Lou Whitaker. Okay, Roy Branch, as I mentioned, American League leading ERA 2.77, 14-7 record, making his 29th start, over 200 innings pitched. He walks as many as he strikes out, but it is an improvement over his 2 previous seasons, you can see here. And opponents only batting .223 against him. So putting together a decent season. He's got 7 complete games. He's got 5 shutouts. And the last time he faced us, he shut us out. In fact, I did not know this. He had 3 complete game shutouts in a row. He was going Oral Hershiser on the American League there, beating Minnesota, Toronto, and Detroit. He's won 5 in a row before he had a no decision versus the Yankees. So that's pretty damn impressive. Okay, let's see the Mariners' defensive alignment today. Same as yesterday. We know Bochte not great at first defensively. And Ricardo Saenz, the youngster in left field, also below average. Pagnozzi, we know, has a bad arm behind the plate. So if we can get Eddie Miller on, we'll run all day long. Miller leading off, flying out to right field. There's 1 down. Mark Wagner up in the number 2 spot today. He's getting on base, so we have to put somebody in the number 2 hole that can at least provide some offense for us as he pops out to short. That's Spike Owen making the play. And then Mickey Hatcher in a huge slump. His average down to .308. He was batting around .330 the whole season, and we can't expect him to keep up that kind of pace, but we need him to come back around again. We're going to the top of the second. Here's Ricardo Saenz leading the American League in home runs with 27. Rips it into left field. Gibby makes the play, 1 down. Next up is Tom Pagnozzi, batting .230 overall with 9 home runs, lining out to right. 2 quick outs for Dan Petry as Bob Pate steps in. Pate came over from the Expos earlier this season. Seems to be fitting in. His 18 home runs for a guy that I'd never heard of. Flying out to center field for the 3rd out. We're going to the bottom of the 2nd. We got Gibby, Dawson, and Murray up. Here is, excuse me, everybody. Here's Kirk Gibson batting .290 versus right-handers in a slump of his own. At least before he hit the 2 RBI double last night. He walks the lead off. Stolen base percent is 71%. We're not going to do that. We're going to hit and run with Dawson. Dawson up to 237 versus right-handers. That's a pretty big step up for him as he flies into right center field, and that'll be the first out. So now we are going to send Gibby with one down, try to get into scoring position for Murray, and Gibson is successful. So that is his 23rd stolen base on the year. He needs one more home run to be a 2020 guy. Will any Tigers player get 20 home runs? Gibby on second now in scoring position for Murray. And if Murray does what Murray does, he strikes out. He's a piece of crap. And Parrish has been absolutely horrible. Striking out. How many strikeouts does he have in his last few games? 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8, including today. He has 8 strikeouts in his last 12 at-bats, folks. That is about as bad as it gets. And what choice do we have? We are so far down with injuries right now that we have nobody who could step in and get the job done. So we're forced to play Dawson, Murray, and Parrish. And thank goodness for Mark Wagner filling in for Trammell. We'll get back in 2 weeks as Bochte flies out to right. Miller in right field out there. And number 9 hitter, Joe Simpson's up. And a base hit into center field. So there goes the no-hitter for Petry. And then Dawson can't get it back in time, and Simpson has a double. That is his 27th double on the season. Pretty good stats for a 30-year-old getting his first everyday PT. So now, back to the top of the lineup with Harold Reynolds, who, as a leadoff hitter, is among the league leaders in RBI. Reynolds hits a line drive to short, and that'll do it. So the double is stranded at second there, and we go to the bottom of the third. We got Kevin Bass, Sweet Lou, and back to Eddie Miller. None of these players can hit right now as Bass grounds out to third. Whitaker cannot hit right-handers as a left-hander. I have no idea why. Another slow roller to first. 2 down, and Miller in a huge slump. It's still batting .363 versus righties. Strikes out on a pitch that was a foot outside. We go to the top of the fourth. Tigers are hitless so far. Owen, Henderson, and Ricardo Saenz are due up. Owen flying out to left. Game is moving along. 1 out. Dave Henderson's up. Henderson popping it into the outfield grass behind the shortstop. And Wagner goes back and makes the play. 2 down. Here's Ricardo Saenz and a ground ball to Wagner. There we go. 1-2-3 inning for Petry. 1 hit between the two teams. Let's try bunting for a base hit. Let's switch it up. Nothing's working for us. Let's try something new. We're going to give Mark Wags a chance here to lay down a bunt, beat it for a hit. There it is. There's a base hit for Wagner. Now, if that was in the 5th inning or later and breaking up a no-hitter with a bunt, I would expect Mickey Hatcher to get ear-holed right here. But it was only the 4th inning. I mean, 3 innings and no outs, so I think that's more than fair. We're going to hit and run. Good call on my part. Pat myself on the back. Let's see if Hatcher can keep it rolling. Hey, base hit into left field. Wagner goes to third. Some heads-up base running for Wagner. Advancing to third on a shot to left field. Okay, we are going to let Gibby swing away. We're not going to request a sac fly. We're going to let him take a cut. 0-2 count. Gosh, darn it. We cannot get one clutch hit. Now we have to get at least 1 run out of here. Come on, Dawson. Sac fly anywhere in the out. Well, preferably not Henderson. Anywhere else is good. Oh, it's 1 to Henderson. That's going to be deep enough to score Wagner. Yep, there we go. 1-0 Detroit on the sac fly from Andre Dawson. So now we have at least an advantage of having a run up. And then Murray walks. Okay. All right. Branch struggling a little bit here at 54 pitches. Maybe that's a strategy. Walk Murray to get to Parrish, who can't do damn thing here. Slow roller to short, and that'll do it. Okay. So we do get a run on the board. We go to the top of 5th, 1-0. Let's see if Petry can get through the always challenging 5th inning for him. That's all he did last start, was get through 5. Striking out Pagnozzi on a pitch that was 6 inches outside. That's the first K for Petry. 1 down. And then he strikes out Bob Pate with a changeup. Back-to-back Ks. Dave Edler up next. I knew that was coming. There's no way they're going to give him back-to-back strikeouts without having him cough up a walk. Now, Edler's got some pretty decent speed there. And a left-handed batter up. That's Bruce Bochte. And he steals second base. Okay, that's a runner in scoring position. I'm admiring the powder blues that the Mariners are wearing. Those are like my favorite uniforms for any team. Yeah, that was always going to happen. The walk, the stolen base, and the base hit. There was nothing we could do to prevent that from happening. It's 1-1, and then a ground ball to first for Murray, who steps on the bag. So the Mariners come back and get a run. It's all tied at 1, and we go to the bottom of the 5th. Let's see if we can string something together. We've already shown that Branch is not bulletproof. As Bass ekes a base hit into center field past Spike Owen. Now, Bass has speed, but we are going to hit and run first and foremost. As Lou is 0 for 5 against Roy Branch. Base hit up the middle. There we go. Back through the box into center field, and we are in the same spot we were last inning. First and third. Nobody out. And, folks, we're going to lay down a bunt again. We're going to do a safety squeeze with Eddie Miller, who is a good bunter. We're not asking for a sack. Lay it down to third. Nicely done. Bass scores. We're playing some small ball against the Mariners and getting it done. Good job by Miller. He'll get an RBI out of that. It's 2-1 Detroit. Whitaker makes it to second. Here's Marky Wags. Wags, ground ball to third. That's the one base. You don't want to hit it to. Come on. You're better than that, Wags. And then Mickey Hatcher takes a ball that gets past the catcher, Pagnozzi. It's a wild pitch. Moving Whitaker to third anyway. Let's see if Hatcher can take advantage of that. Nope. Okay, so we get the lead back. 2-1 Detroit. We've got a couple switch hitters due up here, but I think we have to let Petry pitch. Saws off Harold Reynolds, popping it up to Whitaker, 1 down. Next up is Spike Owen, 0-2 count, strikes him out. Nicely done. Third K for Petry. Dave Henderson with 2 down. He gets a base hit into left. It drops in front of Gibby, and he gets a double out of it. So you know he's going to score here. There's nothing we can do to prevent that. That is, how many doubles for Dave Henderson? 21. Okay, well, I mean, we could walk Saenz to get to the shitty catcher. I mean, I think we got to go after him. Yep, there we go. Good call. All right, well, I am making good managerial decisions so far. if I don't jinx myself like I always do. We go to the bottom of the 16th. Let's take a look at the in-game stats. Player of the game. It's a tough call because both RBIs were on sacks. So, and all the base hits are all singles. So, I guess we'll hold off on. Maybe it's Petry as the player of the game. Here's Gibson leading off. We really need a big hit. There's a base hit for Gibby. Sure, Gibson doesn't get a chance to go for 2. All right. You know it's time to hit and run. Keep that going. And he strikes out. Oh, no, he doesn't strike out. It's just a swing and a miss. And Gibson gets his second stolen base today. Nicely done. That's 24 stolen bases for Gibson. He's moving up the charts. I don't think he's in the top 10, but he's definitely in the top 15. Okay, we're going to hit to the right side with Dawson. Try to get Gibson to third. Damn it. Why do they suck so bad? All right. Now we just got to let Murray at least try to swing away. Hey, base hit. Gibby won't score on that, will he? Oh, they're asking me. Saenz does not have a good arm. But he's like right there. They're like talking to each other. I'm going to say no. Oh, no. Maybe I should have said yes with Parrish up. All right. Give us a sac fly. This will probably be a double play. Strikeout. Yeah, double play. All right. Well, it was just never going to happen, folks. We go to the 7th inning. I would like, this is risky, but I'd like to get at least one more at bat out of Hatcher before we bring in Guy Solars defensively. Let's see if we can get through this one. Tom Pagnozzi leading off. It's Pagnozzi, Pate, and Edler. All righties. Ground ball to third. Oh, no, don't make me eat your words. Ground out. There we go. Hatcher, with his 2 errors yesterday, his fielding percentage is under .940. Which, I mean, in this era, nice job by Petry. 5 strikeouts. I mean, he's not the worst third baseman in the game, but for an everyday guy, you need a little bit more out of him. 2 quick outs. Here's Dave Edler. And a ground ball to third. Petry. All right, we're through 7 for Petry. This is his longest start so far. And we got lefties coming up, so I don't know what we're going to do. He might not go another inning. Let's try to get another run on the board. Roy Branch at 83 pitches as Kevin Bass steps in. He's 1 for 2 today. And a base hit up the middle. Nicely done. We are getting the leadoff man on these last 3 innings, giving ourselves a shot. Wow, 68% for Bass to steal second. That makes me want to hit and run. Whitaker has a hit today. That was on a hit and run. Ground ball to third. Well, that'll get Bass to second anyway. Good job moving him along. Now Miller, again, in a pretty bad slump. 0 for 2 with an RBI today. We're going to let him swing away. Well, that's a high fly ball into left center field. It depends on who catches it if we go. Oh, yeah, with Saenz, we're going 90%, and Bass is safe at third. Okay, Wagner got it all started for the Tigers with the infield single on the bunt. Let's have an RBI right here. Drive it in. Yes, Wagner. He is playing for a contract, folks. He's 2 for 4 with an RBI. And Wagner gives the Tigers a little cushion. It's 3-1. Only 63% chance stealing second. All right. Well, we're playing with house money here. As Hatcher lines out to short, and that'll be it for Hatcher. We're taking him out defensively as we head to the 8th. We're going to bring in Guy Solars. So a 981% at third base. It's like 40 percentage points higher than Hatcher. Okay, so now, pardon me, folks. So Petry's at 81 pitches, and he's really in control, but now it's all lefties. So it's lefty. If we leave Petry in there, then we have lefty. So I think we got to play the odds and congratulate Petry on a good game. And we're not screwing around here. We're going to bring in Dave Rucker, who is really our best left-handed pitcher. He is responsible for 7 losses this year. And lefties, for some reason, bat .262 against him. But I like those odds, and then when we switch the switch hitters around to bat righty, he's got an advantage there as well. So we're going to the lefty early here to face Bruce Bochte, who's batting .246 against left-handers. Rucker gets Bochte to ground to first, and Murray steps on the bag, takes it himself. 1 out. Joe Simpson 0 for 4 against Rucker in his career, and Mother Rucker walks Simpson. And he's got speed. I mean, we have 2 runs to play with. Harold Reynolds not going to hit a home run. We are going to guard the lines. Okay. Reynolds sends it into right center field, so Miller's got to hustle back over to make the play. He does. 2 down. Spike Owen. He bats .271 versus lefties, which is pretty good. He's batting over .300 overall, so left from the right side is his weak side. And another walk. See, now we have to take him out, right? Why can't Rucker just do his job? Do your job. Okay, so we're going to bring in Dave Smith, who has been really good for us since we set Weaver down for a little break. He's got 3 saves for us. I think 2 of them were in the last 2 appearances. So he's pitched well, but we need him to come through big time for us here against Dave Henderson, batting .228 versus right-handers. 1 swing of the bat could give him the lead. We should guard the lines again, but we're not going to. We're going to play it straight. And a base hit to left. It was always going to happen, and there's nothing you can do about it, folks. Yep, nothing you can do about it. So that's the bad part of being in this position with having our bullpen a little bit in tatters, is you have no one we can count on, and they just blew that lead for Petry, and we've already taken out Hatcher, who wasn't doing much for us anyway. We need a blast right now from someone as Gibby leads off the bottom of the 8th. There's 1 out as he pops out. No faith in these guys, as Dawson does come through with a base hit. Murray is a good hit and run specialist here. He's batting .310 versus righties. What is he? He's batting .207 as a Tiger with a sub 600 OPS. And a base hit into right. Okay, well, I mean, we've got 10 hits against Roy Branch. We are not batting Parrish. We are done with him. We need someone who can hit and run, and that is Garbe. He is 85. I don't think we have anybody better than that. Perhaps Hojo? No, God, no. Hojo's got the power. So we're going to bring in Garbe. And it's first and third with 1 out. So hitting and running is the right call. I kind of do that a little too much, but we got to go with what we know. There's a ground ball to third. That might actually score the run. It does. So Dave Smith, the Weasel, is actually, well, the Vulture might actually get the win, right? A Vulture win. As Garbe comes through and drives in a run. They're going to bring in Manny Sarmiento. Looks like he's on the same team here as Kevin Bass, but he's on the Canadians, and this is a Portland team, it looks like. Unless it's the Portland Canadians, I don't know. At any rate, he is their closer. 26 saves, 3 blueies. Really great. 4-2 with that 2.18 ERA. Pretty good. Okay, Kevin Bass, we'll let him swing away. Don't let me forget to put in Ramos as the catcher. Ground ball to third, and Bass grounds out. Okay, good job, Garbe. We're going to bring in Bobby Ramos to catch. And, yeah, he's not great defensively, but it is what it is. Okay, so Dave Smith, you smoke crack in between the innings, and I think you're going to be ready to go here in the ninth. We don't have a choice. Defensively, we're as good as we're going to be. And Bob Pate is leading off with a sharp ground ball to short, and Wagner comes up with it. Takes away a base hit. Tigers have only given up 5 hits today. Unfortunately, they were crucial hits as Dave Edler steps in. And he hits a pop-up carrying into the outfield grass. So good job by Smith. We're going to play the odds. We're going to bring in Keith Comstock, who does pretty well versus lefties, but he is prone to walks just as much as he is to strikeouts. He's got 46 Ks in 53 innings pitched. All right, let's close this ball game out. This was moving along, and then stuff happens. There we go. Comstock comes through, and the Tigers win 4-3. We manufactured that win. We manufactured the shit out of that win. Oh, Dan Gonzalez! Come on! This guy practically died. He's missing 464 days. That is a death rattle that you hear for his career, which barely existed in the first place. Holy cow, 464 days. Okay, well, we're not going to look at the standings. We are going to look at the headlines, and we will look at the transactions. We're going to do a separate video after this that will cover everything else. So, headlines. That's from yesterday. Oh, there's nothing new to mention. There's nothing to advance. So we're moving on to transactions. Wow, there are some things. First of all, congratulations to John Denny, who just bilked the Indians out of $1 million a year. At age 29, he is their best pitcher. They do have Eric Wilkins, too, who's unfortunately on the IL, but that guy pitched really well in the little bit that he was able to stay healthy. The guy walks 100 batters a year, and they're giving him $1 million. Youch. Okay. Good job by him. Dan Gonzalez, out 15 months, and he wasn't doing anything anyway. Taking up space on the bench. Harold Reynolds, that is tough, losing him at second base. Now, he will be back in time for the playoffs, assuming that the Mariners hold on, and I don't know why they wouldn't. But that will ruin his opportunity at getting 100 RBI from the leadoff spot. And Jim Otten is retiring. And I had to actually create this card. It was the only evidence that Jim Otten existed in baseball was one of those rookie cards from Topps that were like a quadrant. And so I trimmed it down and made that his card, and who cares, because he hasn't pitched in the majors since 1976. And he's only 31 years old, but that's it. Okay, let's take a look at the box score, and we'll get out of here. Tigers win 4-3 as my COVID cough is still affecting my my speech pattern. I thought I hit the button. Did I not? Did I cough it out of there? There we go. Okay, let's take a look. All right. Oh, boy, I'm dying. Yeah, two doubles by the Mariners. We didn't do anything. No extra base hits. We manufactured all the runs. Gibby, gosh, I think we almost have to give it to Gibson, don't we? Because he did have only one hit, but he had the 2 stolen bases. He had a walk. He didn't score a run. He did not get a run. Game-winning RBI was Garbe, who hit the sac fly. No, it was a ground ball out, right? He scored on the hit and run. That's not worthy. I guess we'll give it to Marky Wags. He had the bunt base hit. He scored a run on that. That was the first run of the ball game, and he drove in a run with his second hit. So, Marky Wags, you're convincing me you want to stick around, buddy. Dave Rucker can take a long break after today. Dan Petry, hard luck, no decision there. Pitch really great. Rucker blew it. That's his 3rd blown save. Dave Smith gets the win. Doesn't deserve it. He gave up 2 hits. He gave up the go-ahead runs. And Keith Comstock comes in and strikes out the lefty to get his 2nd save. So that's going to do it. We're going to upload this video and come back and do another video that is going to be the September call-ups, the league leaders, and the standings for the American League and National League. So stick around for that. And until later, have a good night.